If Freemasonry is so good, then why do people make up negative stuff about it at all? There's a few different types of people that do this and several different reasons. I will outline the easiest and most obvious in my opinion. And that's the grifters, the money honeys, the clickbaiters, the harvesters. Freemasonry is a very old institution and has outlived different slander and propaganda throughout the centuries. So we're going to focus on the 21st century and the people who are actively trying to take dollars from your ignorance. Not your stupidity, your ignorance. I'll keep it brief. If it wasn't Freemasonry, it would be global warming. If it wasn't global warming, it would be mysteries of the Bible. If it wasn't mysteries of the Bible, it would just be something else. Freemasonry just happens to be the only thing that got this particular person the attention that they thought they wanted. That is it. Most grifters rely on a system of finding something that you cannot prove or disprove and then pizzazzing you with their own charisma to maybe accidentally get a red cent out of you at some point. In the 20th century, you had to contend with libel. If you put it in print, you were responsible for that, and lawsuits did ensue all over the place. Here in the 21st century, anyone with a phone is a investigative journalist, a spiritual leader, a guru, a whatever they decide they want to be that day. Another very easy way to identify one of these people, a panhandler, a grifter, is they have a miraculous cure or information that would help fill in these blanks, yet it's behind a paywall. Just subscribe here, $9.99, snake oil salesman. They have been in every single era, and they still are. Why do they still get away with it? Some people are charismatic. Some people are pretty. Some people are extremely convincing. And then there's the types who prey on your fears. And these people will spare no shame to try and shoehorn that last penny away from you. Grifters also tend to share an awful lot of markers because they're not the most intelligent people. If they were, they would just come up with their own content. But alas, they have a tendency to regurgitate other people's stuff. And in the case of Freemasonry, it may not be obvious to someone who has no knowledge about it. But to people who are Masons, things like the Taxel hoax stand out like a shooting star. It is impossible to ignore the fact that we know where you got that ridiculous information. And ridiculous it is. We can smell it a mile away. We can smell it a mile away. You're not fooling anybody. Highly publicized, well documented, not that old, by the way, and easily available for any single one of you to look up. The William Morgan affair, an actual occurrence that was, again, highly documented, well publicized, very much known about it and scrutinized. For over 150 years, it's been scrutinized. There were congressional hearings over the William Morgan affair in America. You would think that with centuries worth of material to pull from an ancient allegory that you would make up something interesting about Freemasonry, but alas, easily 85% of the slander that I've run across has been inspired by or directly lifted from the Taxel hoax. The William Morgan affair is just the country music that people sprinkle on top of their own fabrications to make it seem legitimate, like, oh, a guy died. And he did, a guy died. It's all very interesting. I highly suggest you research it. And that's that. Case closed, man. There's nothing deeper to these people. They finally found a subject or topic that got them a modicum of attention, and they're not going to let go of that anytime soon. Next up, we'll talk about the zealots. Thanks for the follow.